guys, so today we'll be looking at standard deviation and variance of group data. So we've got an example here. So this table represents the exam marks of 88 students that sat an exam. On the left hand side we've got the class intervals. So the maximum mark that the student can gain is 50, but they've been split into class intervals of 10. And then the frequency column tells you how many students gained a mark within that class interval. So in the first one, we've got 6 students gained a mark between 0 and 10, 16 students gained a mark between 10 and 20, and so on. Okay, so there's actually 2 ways of working out variance and standard deviation. So just a quick reminder, variance is denoted as sigma squared, and standard deviation is denoted as sigma. So if we work out sigma squared, which is the variance, we can actually work out the standard deviation by square rooting the answer. Okay, so the first way to work out variance is by using the formula in the first red box. So we've got variance is equal to the sum of f multiplied by x minus x bar squared all over n. Okay, so in this equation, f represents frequency, x represents the mark, x bar represents the mean of the marks, and n represents the total number of students. So the total number of students should be 88, as said in the question. So it's actually the sum of all the frequencies, which will be 88. And then x, we cannot use the class interval, so what we have to do is add an extra column for the midpoint x, the mid value. Okay, so then the mid value between 0 and 10 is 5, the midpoint between 10 and 20 is 15, the midpoint between 20 and 30 is 25, the next one's going to be 35 and 45. Okay, and then to work out x bar, we need to remember that this is the sum of the frequency multiplied by the x value all over n. So we actually need another column for the sum of fx. So actually we need another column for f multiplied by x. So this is the frequency multiplied by the class mark, which is the mid value here. So we've got 6 times 5, which is 30. And then we've got 16 times 15, which is 240. And we've got 24 times 25, which is 600. And then we've got 25 times 35, 875. And then we've got 17 times 45, which is 765. And if we total these up, we will get 2,510. So now this number here represents the sum of fx, because it's the sum of the fx column. And then n is the sum of frequency, which is the total number of students. So if you just plug in the numbers, we get 2,510 divided by 88 as the mean. Okay, so we're going to need this to work out variance later. So if we just pop this on the other side. So x bar is equal to 2,510 divided by 88. That's what we've worked out. Okay, and now it's just plugging in the numbers. So we've got variance is equal to, so it's going to be frequency multiplied by x minus x bar squared all over n. So firstly, you'll have 6, which is the first frequency, x, which is your x value that corresponds to that row, 5 minus the mean of x squared, add as it's a summation, and then you carry on. So the frequency is 16 multiplied by the x value 15 minus x bar squared plus the next one, which is 24, and then the x value 25 minus x bar squared plus the next one, which is 17, which is the frequency, and then the x value that corresponds, 45 minus x bar squared. And then this is all divided by n. So using this formula divided by n, we've got divided by 88, which is the sum of f, and this should give you the value 138.727 to 3 significant figures. So this is the value for the variance, which is sigma squared. And then now to work out standard deviation from this, we just have to square root the answer, so 138.727. And this will give you 11.778 to 3 significant figures. Okay, so that is the first method of working out variance and standard deviation.